Late on Monday night, a powerful magnitude 7.5 earthquake shook northern Japan, sending tremors that rattled homes, toppled objects, and left dozens injured. The quake struck off the coast near Aomori Prefecture, roughly 80 kilometers offshore, at a depth of about 50 kilometers. And its force was felt across multiple prefectures. Emergency alerts flashed across smartphones, and a tsunami warning was immediately issued, prompting thousands to evacuate to higher ground. While the waves that followed were relatively small, around 2 feet in some areas, the fear and uncertainty in the moments after the quake were palpable. In a country still carrying the memory of the devastating Arlene Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, even a moderate tsunami warning triggers a high level of vigilance and concern. Tonight, we'll take you through everything we know about this sudden disaster, who was affected, what the immediate damage looks like, and how authorities are responding to ensure the safety of residents. We'll explore the quake's impact on infrastructure, transportation, and local communities, and put it into context within Japan's seismically active northern regions. From the risks of aftershocks to the ongoing assessment of structural damage, this video will break down the events as they unfold, giving you a clear picture of what happened and why it matters. By the end, you'll understand not just the scale of the earthquake, but also the preparedness and resilience measures that make Japan one of the most earthquake-ready countries in the world. Late on Monday night, northern Japan was shaken by a sudden, powerful earthquake. The magnitude 7.5 quake struck off the coast near Aomori Prefecture, about 80 kilometers offshore, at a depth of roughly 50 kilometers. Tremors rippled across multiple prefectures, rattling homes, toppling furniture, and sending residents scrambling in fear. Emergency alerts flashed on smartphones, warning of both the quake and a potential tsunami. In its immediate aftermath, dozens of people were reported injured, most from falling objects and minor accidents, while coastal areas braced for surging waters. The tsunami warning was initially more severe, suggesting the possibility of waves as high as 3 meters. But authorities quickly downgraded the alert after monitoring confirmed smaller wave heights around 2 feet in some ports. The quake's timing late at night added to the anxiety. People were asleep, unaware, and suddenly faced with the jolt and uncertainty of an earthquake, a situation all too familiar in a nation located along the volatile Pacific Ring of Fire. While the immediate physical damage appears limited compared to past catastrophic events, the psychological impact and disruption have been significant. Residents evacuated from low-lying coastal zones. Traffic ground to a halt as public transportation systems paused operations and emergency responders rushed to affected areas. Tonight, we'll guide you through what happened, how communities were affected, and what authorities are doing to manage the aftermath. From injuries and infrastructure damage to tsunami waves and precautionary evacuations, we'll provide a detailed account of this earthquake and why even a seemingly moderate magnitude quake demands attention in Japan. The magnitude 7.5 earthquake struck off Japan's northern coast late Monday night, centered near Aomori Prefecture. The tremors were felt across multiple northern prefectures, including Hokkaido, Iwate, and Akita, disrupting homes, offices, and transport systems. Japan's dense seismic monitoring network quickly recorded the quake's intensity, triggering alerts and initiating safety protocols across the region. Residents described furniture shaking violently, ceiling lights swinging, and objects falling, causing panic and confusion in the first critical minutes. At least 23 to 33 people were injured, mostly due to falling objects or minor accidents while seeking safety. Some were hurt when cars were damaged or fell into roadside cracks caused by minor ground shifts. Local authorities swiftly activated emergency response teams, prioritizing medical assistance, structural inspections, and securing critical infrastructure. Hospitals were placed on alert, and fire and police departments dispatched personnel to areas reporting injuries or structural concerns. Power outages affected thousands of households. Though electricity was largely restored quickly thanks to Japan's resilient power grid, transport networks, including high-speed trains and local rail services, temporarily halted operations, preventing further accidents, and allowing officials to inspect tracks for damage. Emergency centers were set up in key cities to provide support and monitor the evolving situation. While the quake caused immediate disruption, Japan's experience with frequent seismic events ensured that protocols were followed efficiently. Early warnings, structural preparedness, and public awareness campaigns minimize potential casualties. Nonetheless, residents faced anxiety and uncertainty as aftershocks loomed, illustrating how even a single earthquake can temporarily upend daily life and test disaster preparedness. Following the earthquake, Japanese authorities issued a tsunami warning across northern coastal areas. Initially, the warning suggested the possibility of waves as high as 3 meters, prompting evacuations and urgent safety measures. Coastal residents rushed to higher ground, and emergency sirens blared in towns and cities along the coast. By the early morning hours, however, monitoring confirmed that wave heights were much smaller, with ports reporting surges around 70 centimeters, or approximately 2 feet. Though relatively minor, these waves still posed a risk to small vessels, coastal infrastructure, and residents who did not evacuate in time. Even with the smaller waves, the situation highlighted the importance of vigilance in earthquake-prone regions. Japan's extensive tsunami early warning system ensures that alerts are issued promptly, giving communities crucial minutes to act. Evacuations often conducted efficiently due to ongoing disaster preparedness campaigns reduce potential casualties, even in severe scenarios. Local authorities emphasized that the smaller tsunami did not eliminate the need for caution, as aftershocks and localized waves could still affect vulnerable areas. In addition to tsunami risks, the earthquake triggered landslides in mountainous regions and minor road damage in rural communities. Roads in some areas cracked under the tremors, requiring closures to prevent accidents. Building inspections revealed minor structural damage, mostly to older homes, while newer constructions designed to withstand seismic activity fared well. Emergency personnel worked overnight to check vulnerable zones, ensuring residents remained safe from secondary hazards. The response to the tsunami threat demonstrated the careful balance between rapid action and accurate assessment. Authorities avoided unnecessary panic by updating wave predictions in real time, while residents relied on training and clear evacuation routes to reach safety. This incident underscores Japan's ability to manage secondary hazards effectively, even in the face of significant earthquakes. Japan's government and emergency agencies acted swiftly after the earthquake, coordinating response efforts across multiple prefectures. Emergency task forces were activated to assess damage, ensure public safety, and maintain infrastructure integrity. Hospitals were on standby to handle injuries, while transportation networks were inspected for damage before resuming operations. Authorities also checked nuclear and industrial facilities for potential risks. Minor issues such as a water spill at one plant were reported, but posed no danger to the public. Officials warned residents of the possibility of aftershocks, a standard precaution after a magnitude 7.5 earthquake. While no large secondary quake has occurred yet, seismic experts advise communities to remain alert for days, especially in northern regions with a history of frequent activity. Evacuations were maintained where necessary, and advisory alerts continued in coastal towns. The quake also serves as a reminder of Japan's unique seismic context. The region sits along the Pacific Ring of Fire, where the Pacific and Okhotsk tectonic plates interact, generating frequent earthquakes and tsunamis. The northern prefectures, including Aomori and Hokkaido, are particularly vulnerable due to historical seismic activity. Residents are trained in earthquake drills, evacuation protocols, and tsunami response, making public awareness a crucial factor in minimizing casualties. This event also highlights the contrast between Japan's preparedness and the destructive potential of seismic disasters. The 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami remain a vivid reminder of how quickly a large quake can escalate into a humanitarian crisis. While the current quake caused injuries and disruption, effective planning, rapid alerts, and resilient infrastructure prevented a far worse outcome. By examining official responses and the region's seismic history, viewers gain perspective on how preparedness saves lives in earthquake-prone areas. As of now, the situation in northern Japan remains under careful monitoring. Authorities continue to warn residents about aftershocks, which may persist for days or even weeks. Structural inspections are ongoing to assess potential damage to homes, bridges, roads, and industrial facilities. Power and transportation networks are gradually being restored, though some disruptions persist in remote areas. Local governments are prioritizing safety, ensuring that evacuees have access to shelter, food, and medical assistance. Experts emphasize that this quake, while serious, is a reminder rather than a catastrophe. Its occurrence underscores the importance of Japan's earthquake and tsunami preparedness programs, which include early warning systems, resilient infrastructure, and widespread public awareness campaigns. Communities that have participated in drills and maintained evacuation routes were able to respond efficiently, demonstrating the life-saving potential of preparation. For the wider world, this event highlights the ongoing risk of earthquakes in the Pacific Ring of Fire. Even countries with advanced warning systems must remain vigilant, as seismic events can happen without notice and escalate rapidly. Japan's handling of this quake provides a model for disaster readiness, illustrating the value of planning, coordination, and public education. As we conclude, it's important to recognize the human impact behind the numbers. While injuries were reported and some infrastructure was damaged, communities rallied to support one another. Emergency teams worked tirelessly, and the nation demonstrated resilience under pressure. This earthquake serves as a reminder, even in a country well prepared for seismic events. Vigilance, preparedness, and swift action remain the keys to saving lives. We will continue to monitor developments and provide updates, keeping viewers informed about aftershocks, recovery efforts, and lessons learned from this latest reminder of nature's power.